Hi everyone, it's Kristi. We're going to get started on our journal in a box today. I'm using this beautiful collaboration kit by Artymaze and Love Junk Journals, aka Andrea. I am totally Allen. Totally blanked. Andrea Allen and Tracy Fox. And I'm just going to flip through here. Well, you can see I've coffee dyed all of this. Look how much paper is here. Now I do have a few blanks, maybe 6, but this is a big stack of paper after I coffee dyed it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use what I'm going to use for the cover. I'm going to kind of play it by ear. But I have the background pages printed on borderless on 28-pound paper, and that's what I've coffee dyed. Well, I've coffee dyed all of it, but lots and lots of background pages. This would make a nice cover. Some writing pages. Here's another background page. These are just really, really fun. And yeah, look at all the choices. So some are going to go in the book, some are going to I'm going to use to cover the box. Here's some, I printed out these pages twice, once on 28-pound paper and once on a 110-pound cardstock, because I want to use them as journal cards on the cardstock, but I want to use them as booklets on the 28-pound paper. So I printed those out a couple times. This is the trifold you've probably seen Tracy and Andrea working on. Here's a coin envelope. Here's some more of those doubles. Some envelopes. And there's some just blank coffee dyed paper. Let me pull that out so I can put that on the bottom. They got all mixed up when I was drying them. And yeah, my table is being used for a Starry Night puzzle, the table I usually coffee dye everything. And Starry Night puzzle, if you know Starry Night, it's a lot of just little tiny little brush strokes. And they get the border on, and they get some of the little stars put together, and then they freeze. And we've passed that puzzle around to a couple other people, and they always send it back undone. These are on card. This is on card. This is on card. The tabs, banners, tickets, little journal spot, these are on cards. All of this is cardstock right here. Anyway, so I coffee dyed here at my desk, and it was interesting. But I always coffee dye. I lay out some parchment paper, and I just coffee dye. I have a 4-inch brush. I measure my coffee in I do it 3 times the strength of what the measurements are on the instant coffee bottle. I just use the Dollar Tree brand, and I just brush it on and flip it over, brush it on, flip it over, and then when I'm done, I just spread it out everywhere on the table. But we haven't spring cleaned our backyard table and everything yet, so hopefully getting to that soon. I'll be able to dry them out there. They'll be dry before I lay them all out, because like today it's going to be 93. So but yeah, I laid them out all over the place in here, and they were dry the next day. So some have more, some have less, but lots of tags. I love that. Lots of journal cards, some more tags. Beautiful, beautiful nature kit. And this is called Nature's Remedy. Nature's Remedies. And if you are interested in this, I will of course leave the link below. And this is my this is just coffee dyed cardstock. So I always do some paper and some cardstock. Yeah, so that's the kit. Isn't that beautiful? But anyway, if you're interested, I'll leave the links. Half of it is on Artymaze Etsy store, and the other half is on Love Junk Journals Etsy store. And the two together are, I want to say there was 42 sheets, something like that. Anyway, let's get busy. So I sanded this box just a little bit. It is covered in paper, but it was slick paper. So I didn't want to sand it too much because it's paper, but I wanted to give a little bit of a tooth. I am going to gesso it, so no big deal. So I will probably fast forward this part and meet you on the other side. Okay, everyone. This box, I didn't paint this one. This one's light. I am going to put paper on it. So this one's just gessoed. The lid, though, and I can't, it's still wet. Yeah, it's kind of goopy. The lid is black, so I did the gesso, and I just put some acrylic paint on it. I don't know if that's going to help or not. I was going to not do a whole wrap because wrapping the paper all the way around the box and the lid is going to make the lid really tough to get on and off, and I didn't really want that. I wanted to just mat it. So the box is fine. We'll see. I'll play with it, and I'll probably have to sand down the top a little bit before I can put paper on it. But anyway, I need to measure this box. This box is 5.5 by 8.5. So let me write that down. Keep track of what I'm doing. So 5.5 by 8.5. Now, I probably want to make it a 1/2 inch less. So I'm thinking 5 by 8. Now I happen to have this sitting here. This is, well, this is 5.5 by 8.25, and this will fit inside. However, I'm thinking that I want to put some kind of a ribbon inside the bottom that kind of hangs out. You guys have seen that when you get something that fits in a box and you pull the ribbon and it'll lift up the book rather than having to pull on the closure, which you could. I can make it a little bit thicker than this one because that only takes up about half, but if whoever gets this is going to be adding to it, so I don't want to add an awful lot. If I remember correctly, this has 10 pages. But anyways, I want to do a similar size to this one. So I'm not going to do a tattered journal, however. So I'm going to start, something stuck to me, I don't know what that is, piece of plastic. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on the box so it can dry here. And I'm going to start with another file folder here. And oh, I want my cutter, not that. So I'm going to cut it. Let's see. We have 8.5. If I do 8.5 tall, so I'm going to do 8 by 5. But I'm going to be taking away a 1/2 inch. So because I'm going to make this 3/4 inch. This one doesn't have, oh, there it is. There's all the scoring. So this is going to go this way, and I want to do 5 over. So I'm thinking that if I still cut it at 5.5, that would be about right. So let me see. Oops. That. Okay, so from the spine, the bottom piece, I want to open this out. And from this line, I want to measure 5, which is easier said than done, but I can see that a little bit like that. Okay? All right, so that's what I want to be 5. Trim that part off. I'm going to flip this over and measure from the other spine, or the other side of the spine, taking that fold right up to the 5. Let's do the right side, okay? Just did that side, making sure I'm not on the 6, okay, because my measurements are hard to read. Open that. Okay, so that should be 5 on either side. Now I want to turn it this way, and I want it to be 8. Okay, so now I have a journal that is 5 by 8. So that should fit in. Now I want to find my bone folder. Where did I do with that? Here it is. Make sure these are nice and folded. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I guess I will ink this. I'm going to keep these pieces in case I need them for something. So I will probably fast forward this part. Look, dun 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 dun. It is a regular size one. I mean, I guess this is a regular size one. I mean, look how huge this is next to it. Is this the regular size? Someone let me know. It's like 2.5 by 2.5. It's so small on the inside, but I think that's supposed to be the size, and it's very, very close in color to the chocolate. So that's going to work out nicely. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do from the outside and just come in this way. Let's start matting this. Since this is 8 by 5, I'm going to want to mat a 1/4 inch smaller, so I really love this page. I'm wondering how that would look as the cover. The butterfly would be on the spine. Okay, let's hold on to that one. I want a colorful one for the that would be nice too. Let's hold that one aside. Oh, here's one. That looks nice. Although that one's good too, but I think that nature would end up being on the spine. Yep. I'd have to move it this way. So far, that one's the winner. like this one too. Some honorable mentions over there. I think that's pretty much all I've got of the background. So let's see. This one's going to look like this. They're almost the right size already. This one will be like that. That's pretty. I am going to put a focal point on here. So it's going to be covered up, a lot of it. Yeah, nature's kind of going to get cut off a little bit, so I don't want that one. Use that one for something else. Oops. Get back there. Oh, I wish I could hear you guys. I think of the three, it's between this one, which I really like, but if I put things on here, those butterflies are going to get covered up anyway, but I like this butterfly in the corner. But I bet you anything there's somewhere else I can fussy cut these butterflies out in this kit and add them to the top. This one looks like a lot like everything I do. So I think I'm going to go with the butterflies just for something different. So let me get my trimmer. Alright, so we've got 8 by 5. So we want 4 3/4. Okay, so let's get this right. 4 3/4 is for the cover, and 4 3/4 for the back cover. And I have enough for the spine. Not sure I'm going to need the spine. I think I'm going to put a fabric spine. But I'll hold on to that because look how pretty that is. Okay, so now it needs to be 7 3/4. So let's do, I don't really want to cut through the butterfly. So I'm going to go to the butterfly's wings here and cut a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so that's the back page. This one has the butterflies are really close on the front one. Maybe I'll put this one on the front. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm going to put that one on the front. Alright, so let's see. We've got to get this to 7 3/4. Maybe I'll try to take a little bit off of the top and bottom like the other one. And you still get most of the butterfly. Okay. Not too bad. But I do want that to be on the back. So, yeah, this is the back. Yeah, okay. That's going to be really cool. And I am doing, a simple journal, nothing overly complicated. So this will be a good project for a beginner as well. Anyone can do these things. They're not real complicated. The secret is to take it step by step and start. You don't have to invent everything from scratch. Find inspiration and jump from there and then make it your own. So I am going to put this down and then I'm going to ink around it again. I could have just done that to begin with, but get over there. And you do want to press this down really good because it's coffee dyed, so it's kind of wrinkly. That looks good. Somewhere around here I have some book corners, because I remember ordering some for a project I did a while back. Well, a while back, it's probably been a year, a couple years, but I've got some other hardware too. I'm gonna have to locate that. I've got some closures, I know, like little treasure box closures. I wonder how that would work on a journal. But I don't know where they are. They're stashed somewhere. Okay. There we go. So I don't need to ink this. Okay, I decided that I want to do the cover of this one very similar to the Tattered and Torn, only it's not going to be tattered and torn. So I'm going to add some lace and then trim around. So let me go over the outside, because like I said, I am going to add a focal point. And I'm going to add a sentiment at the bottom. So let me just, okay. So I've got this lace from Walmart. It's 6 inches wide. I don't want to touch it, so I'm just going to bring that out with the spatula. This is a silicone spatula from Dollar Tree. I bought it for hot glue, but it works really well for this. So you don't get your fingers all sticky. Because I really want to get that lace down good. I probably cut these way too big, but that'll just go in my snippet jar. I just love the way that looks. So let's do this side. Whoa, I got way too much over there. So let's spread that in a little bit. And like I said, this is 6 inches wide, so it'll need to be trimmed an inch, but that's okay. And I am going to put a piece of muslin on the spine. Like I said, I've got so much of that stuff, and I really think it, it adds to the strength of the spine. I don't have to use the Tyvek if I put the fabric on there. But if you don't want the fabric, you know, run a piece of the decorative paper down there. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to trim this off, and I'm just going to carefully go around the edge. It's going to give me little 1-inch scraps, which is fine. Actually, it's easier to do it on this side, I think, because you can see the edge better. And I looked through the ephemera. I had printed out the journal cards and little booklets on the 28-pound paper, so I've got one of those. It comes out to about 3.5 by 5. So I have a piece of coffee dyed paper that I'm going to use for a mat that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, just a 1/4 inch bigger. And this last piece here, basically what I'm doing is using the same idea as the tattered and torn, only not torn. You know, I'm using the same kind of layout. That's the word I was looking for. So this is already grungy around the edge, but I just want to go back, cover up the white edges, and we'll do the edges of the coffee dyed paper as well. Some of it has already got an edge because of the coffee, but probably should just do it like that. And it looks like it's from the coffee staining. Yeah, I think I like this side better. Just that little edge without too much grunge. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this onto this piece. My goodness, I'm going to be covered with glue this whole time. I just washed all the glue off my fingers. Okay. You can see this one's coming out much better, the full container. Okay, let's center that. I like this one. It says Supreme Mysteries of Nature. A little purple here. I'm waiting for the cold to go away so that I know it's dry. And then I'll add some more. Okay, Do I have that the right way? Yes. So I'm going to lay this toward the top so that I can put something on the bottom. Oh, I really am going to like this one. I don't buy a lot of botanical type kits. I really like my roses and lots of florals, and but this is really pretty. A little bit of glue there. I just want to make sure that that makes good contact through that lace. Don't want that peeling off. Because the lace is not super thick. I mean, it's pretty thin. And it's, I guess it's nylon. But, you know, if there's not enough glue, it'll come apart. And we don't want that. So there we go, and I'll check back later when it's dry and if it starts to peel. The difference, I figured out why I was having such a difficult time with the spine. On the tattered and torn one, the scoring, because it was a different, these folders are from Dollar Tree, but the first batch was from, I don't know where, Office Depot, because I have hundreds of them in the other room. But these were scored differently, and I made it a 3/4 inch spine, and that's why it wasn't computing math-wise in my head. You know me, I have to measure everything. So that's why I just did the 5 inches from each side of the spine to make it a 5-inch book. And then the tattered and torn one was only a 1/2 inch spine. So that's the difference. We took the middle fold and did 1/4 inch on both sides, so it made a 1/2 inch spine. So this one will have a little bit thicker spine, which is perfect because we already know there's room in the box. So, okay guys, I think that's where we're at for today, and we'll pick it up again next time. Thanks for watching.